Greetings everyone. Hope you all are doing fine. I, Amit Saxena, welcome you to the next episode of Beginner to Pro Cybersecurity series. If you remember and if you have watched my last video on this series, which was episode 2, I discussed phishing under top 10 cybersecurity threats. So in this video, we are going to take up the next cybersecurity threat, which is malware attack. So let me start this video with a wake up call. Imagine waking up one morning, powering on your computer, and instead of your usual desktop, a chilling message flashes on a screen which says, your files have been encrypted, your photos, your work, even your savings, all locked away by someone you have never met. This is not a movie plot, it's real, and it's happening every day across the world. Welcome to malware attacks, the invisible threat in cybersecurity. In today's hyper-connected world, malware has evolved from a nuisance into an invisible weapon, stealing data, spying on users, and even crippling national infrastructure. In this session, we will uncover what malware really is, how it infiltrates systems, the most common types you should know about, and finally, how to defend yourself in the digital war of 2025. So let's start with the definition of malware. What exactly is malware? Malware, short for malicious software, is any program or piece of code specifically created to harm, disrupt, or gain unauthorized access to computer systems. Think of it as a digital parasite, one that can live inside your file, your network, or even your smartphone, feeding on your data without your knowledge. The very first malware was recorded was the Creeper virus in 1971. It wasn't dangerous, it simply displayed a playful message. I am a creeper, catch me if you can. But that tiny experiment changed history. It gave birth to a new kind of conflict, a digital arms race between hackers and defenders that continues today. And malware has grown far more sophisticated, capable of bypassing firewalls, hiding from antivirus software, and even learning from user behavior through artificial intelligence. The question is not if malware is out there, it's how it finds its way in. Let's see how malware infects systems. So, how does malware actually sneak into our systems? Hackers rely on both technology and psychology to deliver malware, exploiting weaknesses in code and in human behavior. Here are the most common infection routes. First, phishing emails. Disguised as message from trusted sources, they trick users into clicking infected links or attachments. Second, compromised websites and downloads. Visiting a fake website or downloading pirated software can install malware silently in the background. Third, external devices. USB, software bundles, external hard disk can carry hidden payloads that execute automatically when plugged in. Next is software vulnerabilities. Outdated application or unpatched operating systems act like open windows for cyber criminals. Every time we ignore a software update, skip antivirus scans, or click I agree without reading, we widen the door just enough for attackers to walk through. Malware infection does not always start with a powerful hacker. Sometimes it starts with one careless click. Let's see the 5 stages of malware attack. Now that we know how malware gets in, let's look at what happens next. A malware attack usually unfolds through a calculated 5-stage process. The first one is entry. The attacker gains access often through phishing, downloads, or software exploits. Second is distribution. Once inside, the malware spreads, infecting other devices or shared networks. Third, exploit. It identifies weaknesses, outdated systems, weak passwords, unprotected files, and uses them as launchpads. Next is infection. The malware embeds itself deep within the system, disguising as legitimate code to avoid detection. The last one is execution. Finally, it activates its payload, stealing, encrypting, or spying on your system. This entire process can happen in seconds or unfold quietly over weeks. And by the time you notice signs like slower performance or strange pop-ups, the attack might already be complete. Let's see the types of malwares, which are the usual suspects. Malware comes in many forms, each with its own method, target, and impact. Let's meet the most common types. Viruses. The classic troublemakers. They attach to legitimate files and spread when those files are shared, corrupting or destroying data. Second is worms, self-replicating and independent. They travel through networks automatically, causing large-scale disruptions. Third is Trojans, masters of disguise. They look harmless, maybe a free app or update, but open hidden backdoors for attackers. Next is ransomware, locks your files and demands payment to restore access, often in cryptocurrency. Next is spyware, secretly records keystrokes, passwords, and browsing habits to steal personal or financial information. And the last is adware, bombards users with unwanted ads, or it's a short form of advertisements, and sometimes tracks browsing data for profit. So I'm going to discuss each and every type of malware in separate discussions. I am creating separate videos for each of them. So don't worry, guys. I'm going to talk each and every one of them in very detail. So keep watching next episodes. Now coming back to this slide, each type of malware works differently, but their purpose is the same: to control, steal, or profit. Knowing how they operate is the first step toward protecting your data and your digital footprint. So this is about their behavior. Now let's see some real world malware attacks that shook the world. First one was WannaCry. This happened in 2017. It paralyzed more than 300,000 systems across 150 countries, including hospitals, banks, and corporations. Second, Triton. Again in 2017, it targeted industrial control systems, threatening physical explosions in critical plants. Next is Loki-Bot and Pony Stealer. They are still active today, silently collecting passwords and financial data from businesses worldwide. So now you can understand the gravity of these attacks. These are not isolated incidents. They are part of a global trend. Cybercrime has become big business. Ransomware alone generates billions of dollars annually. And with artificial intelligence powered malware that can evolve and disguise itself, threats are growing faster than ever. Combine that with malware as a service where anyone can rent attack tools online, and barrier to entry for cybercrime has all but vanished. Now let's see why malware attacks are increasing. Malware attacks are rising faster than ever. It's not by accident. Several powerful forces are fueling this global surge in cybercrime. Let's take a closer look at the main reasons driving this increase. First is financial motivation. Over 50% of the cyber attacks are motivated by money. Cybercrime has evolved into billion-dollar underground economy fueled by ransomware payments, stolen credentials, and data resale. The profit potential is enormous, and the risks for attackers remain relatively low, creating a perfect incentive for criminals to strike. Next is AI acceleration. Artificial intelligence now helps hackers automate attacks, generate realistic phishing messages, and even design malware that adapts in real time to avoid detection. It's a dangerous arms race, as defenders use AI to protect, attackers use it to outsmart security systems. The tools to carry out cyber attacks have never been easier to obtain. Off-the-shelf malware kits and ransomware as a service platform let even inexperienced users launch powerful attacks. This democratization of cybercrime means the number of potential attackers has exploded, and so has the volume of attacks. Now let's see next, high value targets. Critical sectors like healthcare, government, and energy are treasure troves of sensitive information. Yet, many still operate on outdated, vulnerable systems. Attackers know that disrupting these services causes chaos, which makes them prime targets for extortion and sabotage. Together, these factors, financial greed, AI innovation, accessibility, and vulnerable high-value targets, are fueling a wave of malware attacks unlike anything we have seen before. Understanding why attacks are increasing is the first step towards stopping them. Now let's see how can we defend ourselves. So how can we protect ourselves in this invisible war? It begins with digital discipline and smart defense. First, use multi-factor authentication. It blocks 99% of identity-based breaches. Keep software updated. Every patch seals a potential weakness. Next, train and educate users. Human awareness is your strongest defense. Next, monitor continuously. Detect and stop suspicious activity before it escalates. Defense is not about one tool, it's about consistent, ongoing vigilance. Let's see the future of malware security or defense. The future of cybersecurity will depend on intelligent, adaptive defense systems and global collaboration. First, AI-driven protection systems that learn and adapt. Second, global collaboration between governments and industries. Next, resilience, being ready not just to prevent but to recover quickly. So that's it. Let's make resilience very, very important, because if you are infected, then you should be resilient enough to recover very quickly. Next is zero trust architecture. Verifying every connection and device before granted access. Don't just trust any network, any connection, any system, any device blindly. You have to verify each and every access you are giving to anyone of any system. In cybersecurity, it's not if you will be attacked, it's when. Those who stay informed, alert, and adaptable will be the ones who stay secure. Now, the closing note. Malware may be invisible, but its effects are far from it. From personal data theft to global shutdowns, it proves that cybersecurity is not a luxury. It's a shared responsibility. So stay updated, stay cautious, and remember, every click counts. If this session helped you, share it. Awareness spread faster than malware when we work together. A safer digital world starts with one step: staying informed. So here we end our session, episode 3 of this series. In the next one, we are going to discuss the next uh, cyber attack. So please stay tuned, do watch that video, and enhance your knowledge in the world of cybersecurity. So if you have liked this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. And do watch this space for more related videos. So I'm going to paste the last 2 episodes here. So if you have not watched those last 2 episodes, then you can watch on this space. So guys, here I end this video. Thank you so much for attending and watching it carefully. See you in the next one. So bye bye.